What exactly is the Employment Non Discrimination Act law morphing into? One thing is for sure, you will be made to care. Not every day you have Erick Erickson on the line with you. He is the editor of RedState. He is also a Fox News contributor. He lives in Macon, Georgia with his wife and kids, and you can also hear his show on WSB in Atlanta during the afternoon. Thanks for stopping by South Georgia today, Erick.
Absolutely glad to be with you.
Hey, I follow you a lot on Twitter, and one of the things I've learned is how to put together a lasagna recipe that your wife put together. I tried it, and I completely botched it. I hate to say it, but...
I tell you, if you get it right, it's the best lasagna you'll eat.
But just don't leave it in the crock pot too long. I left it in the crock pot too long, and I was scraping it out.
Oh, yeah. That's not good.
It was quite disgusting. But anyway, hopefully practice makes perfect for sure. There is an article on RedState right now talking about the Employment Non Discrimination Act. What is this law morphing into from the Obama administration?
It's becoming a vehicle, basically a vehicle by which to push the gay rights agenda and to prohibit people, even religious employers, from being able to hire based on faith. I mean, we're getting to the day where an evangelical church could potentially get sued for refusing to hire a gay pastor who believes that the Bible doesn't condemn homosexuality.
You know, we heard about this one story that's making quite a bit of headlines about this transgender male high school student sharing the bathroom with the girls in high school, and it's kind of a tip of an iceberg kind of moment of finding out what's coming our way.
Well, there is, and we've got this other situation in Colorado where a mother and father have just decided that their first grader is a boy who wants to be a girl, and they want him to be able to use the girl's bathroom. The other parents are opposed to it, but they filed a lawsuit. The Obama administration supported them in this, and that they are insistent that their boy really is a girl, even though he's a boy, and all the other parents are just totally creeped out by a boy using the girl's bathroom.
The people that I usually talk to, on Facebook or on Twitter, are people that you know from family and friends. They usually have this live and let live attitude with gay marriage, but when you really take the cover off and look what's inside, the current environment regarding gay marriage is anything but live and let live.
Right. I always say you will be made to care. You may think you don't have to care about it, and you may think it won't affect you, but it's going to the way we're headed. It's very, very clear what's coming. The Obama administration argued year before last, in federal court over a Missouri case. It was a case involving a Lutheran school where the teachers were considered to be pastors, and the one teacher kept missing all the time because of issues, and so the school had to let her go. She sued, claiming she wasn't really a pastor. And the Obama administration joined the lawsuit with this lady, claiming that there is no religious protection other than for the actual ministers of a church in worship ministry. In other words, that there's not a freedom of religion in the country, it's just a freedom of worship. The Supreme Court, in a 9-0 decision, including the liberals on the court, told the Obama administration they were wrong. In fact, they argued a position to the left of the ACLU in this, but they continue to do this in gay rights cases. We're already seeing churches losing their tax-exempt status because they refuse to marry gay couples. There was a church in New Jersey that owned property. They let people go there and be married, but because they wouldn't allow a gay couple to use it, they lost their tax-exempt status for that piece of property.
One of the most powerful voices in the conservative movement, RedState.com. Erick Erickson joins us once again, a Fox News contributor. He is the editor of RedState. How will the ENDA destroy liberty? When we're talking about the law and applying the Non-Discrimination Act to employers, are they trying to put some kind of quota system in place where, maybe the government can step in and say, hey, you have to hire X amount of homosexuals at your workplace?
It looks like they're headed that way. Some of the Democratic commentary on this thinks that we need to have an affirmative action rule in place for lifestyle choices. That it shouldn't just be a matter of skin color, it should also be a matter of gay and transgendered, that there should be affirmative action quotas on the principle that the more you get to know someone who is gay or someone who is transgendered and realize that they're normal, happy people, then the more that we will come to tolerate and accept them. And they want to push these things. We're headed to a very bad place here, and people think it's all bunk. But again, this is the Obama administration, which has already argued that boys should be allowed to use girls' bathrooms.
You know, one of the things that you said was quite key that most people don't catch is that the language has been changed, or is trying to be changed, from freedom of religion to freedom of worship. And that sounds kind of small, but it's a big deal.
Right. The difference is that a freedom to worship is the ability to go into a building and say your prayers and sing your hymns to your God and leave. A freedom of religion is a freedom to stand in the street square as an equal with others and say that your views are the legitimate views, and to be able to have the conversation in the public square. The Obama administration is opposed to evangelicals participating in the public square. They want them pushed out of the public square, and they're using laws and they're using pressure from the public to do this. There's a huge difference between a freedom to worship and a freedom to go knock on someone's door and share your faith.
You and Red State have been doing a tremendous job as far as putting the GOP's feet to the fire. The big question that I have for you is, what is the GOP doing to try to stop this? And particularly Georgia congressmen and senators, where do they stand on this? Are they making this known to their constituents, or are they pretty much hiding in the shadows?
Luckily, we don't have to worry so much about Georgia's Republican congressmen. They are pretty much in lockstep opposed to the Employment Non Discrimination Act, largely because of these issues. They understand what's going to happen. They understand where we're headed. But at the same time, you do have guys like Johnny Isakson and Saxby Chambliss and a few others who they're perfectly happy on the floor of the Senate to vote against these things, but they're perfectly happy behind the scenes to enable these things to get to the floor of the Senate in the first place, where they know they can't stop it. And that's the problem. It's the behind-the-scenes stuff, and we've got to keep feet to the fire, Johnny Isakson and Saxby Chambliss in particular.
Maybe I'm totally misreading this because I'm not completely familiar with the law and who created the law, but aren't there key people that have gone through the confirmation process through the Senate, just pretty much glided through, that are making these laws, or am I a little bit off base here?
No. You're absolutely right. Look, the EEOC, the Civil Rights Commission, and a number of judges are pushing on these fronts. Many of them Obama administration appointees who conservatives warned would be doing this. And what the Employment Non Discrimination Act is, it's a congressional measure, and it's going to take a congressional vote, but you have liberals in the Obama administration, appointees at outside federal commissions and judges who are pushing the parameters of the Non-Discrimination Act through regulation and through judicial finding without the law even being in place yet.
Erick Erickson, Red State. He's a Fox News contributor as well. You can check out his afternoon show in Atlanta on WSB. If you go to our website right now, WBYZ94.com, on the homepage, contact your congressman, your Georgia congressman, your Georgia senators. We have all their information, all their phone numbers, all of the congressmen that are in our districts in the Z94 listening area. Pick up the phone and talk to these people and make your voice known. And we sure appreciate you stopping by, Erick.
Absolutely glad to be with you.